This is Fanfiction Theater 9002, episode 40. And it is your host, Sneaky Devil, coming at you today with some fresh trash. And Maxforce is going to be joining us today, and that's it. No one else decided to show up, so it is going to be a fun time for just the two of us.
Yay! But no, I'm not giving you the link to that one, because here's the thing.
Yeah?
I'm having trouble going through it because the grammar is so bad, and the guy doesn't have a good enough spell checker, apparently.
A good enough spell. Any spell check.
Okay, Sneaky, one of the sentences is, they boarded the airplane. Not boarded, boarded. Another was, I think we should have some people portal the area. Not patrol, portal. So when they said that, I was like, oh, wait, what? Hang on, we got some cool bounded field going? Oh, he meant patrol.
Alright, so I did promise Arn that we would do a Harry Potter story for him today.
Okay, I'll go find the other fake crossfic, though, because that one's this one's an excellent example of how to do OOC the wrong way.
Isn't every single OC fic we cover how to do OC the wrong way?
Oh, this one's even better. Sneaky, it finally happened. I finally found my first Jean Betrayed fic.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I found it in the Fate crossover section for some reason.
Nothing is better than D-Train Dark, though, and Silver Wolf. Those are some grade A OCs.
I know, you do love those.
Just call me D-Train Dark! Do I really have to call you D-Train Dark? Can't I just call you your real name? No, you must call me D-Train Dark.
Why are there... Oh, that's why.
Anyway, so as I said, we would be covering a Harry Potter story right off the bat for good old Arnie boy. Now, this is a story that was previously recommended on the Fanfiction Discord I run, and it's trash. It's absolute god-awful garbage. So, the title of the story is Harry Potter and the Curse's Cure. So, fair enough title right there. It tells you what the story is going to be about. Of course, the authors never actually pay attention to the title scheming, in which you're only supposed to do that title for the single book, because the authors always go, oh, I'm just going to cover all the fucking years in the same fucking title. But it's like, no, the title, with Harry Potter and the blank blank, is one arc. So if you're going to do that title, then you have to separate the book. If you're not going to do that title, then you're fine. But, you're supposed to be a fan of this. Come on, author. After the events of the Department of Mysteries, Harry and Co. Improper Grammar return for the last week of the term. Improper Grammar.
I forgot to set my alarm. I apologize. I'm not dead.
Oh. Okay. Welcome.
I've arrived. Hold the applause.
Cool. I don't have to carry as much weight this time because I still know jack shit.
But then Draco, I know, but I want you mostly here for what's gonna happen in this story, because none of the Harry Potter stuff is relevant. It's grade A horseshit.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, hold on. How bad we talking?
You'll see. But then Draco puts a curse on Harry that never been cured before. Can Hermione free him with little help from other friends? Eventual Harry Harem. So I want you guys to take bets on what exactly you think the curse is that never has been cured before, and that Hermione has to save him from.
Okay. Can I split my bet? Can I make two bets? Is what I'm asking. So
okay.
either A, he's going to be turned into a girl, or B, he's going to be turned into some kind of animal.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Fair bet.
I'm
Fair bet.
assuming a gender bender curse.
Alright, so we got 2 for gender bender and we got 1 for animal. Okay. Okay.
I feel like it should be 1 and half and half
Sure enough, fair enough, fair
since
enough.
he's splitting the
Alright.
bet.
That's fair. That's fair.
Alright. So, at this time, this story is on beta.
Okay, that's not unusual.
Note on what I include in the
Unfortunately.
canon. I got into Harry Potter via the movies, and I've never read the books before, but thanks to the site, I have a rough idea of what happens in the Harry Potter books.
Okay.
Oh no.
Well, no. Here's the thing.
Mhm.
If they've at least seen the movies, like as much as I may dislike the movies for being bad,
Okay,
they
yeah,
did a.
but don't use fan fiction to determine what the difference between the books and the movies is. No.
I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm saying they, at minimum, saw the book.
Yeah.
Like they saw the movie. Like I'm trying to think of how to go here. It's a reasonable enough base, especially with Harry Potter, where the movies really didn't like go that far off the rails.
Also, probably the most unneeded statement in author notes ever. Oh, by the way, guys, I am British, and the Harry Potter world is British, therefore I'll be using British English.
No,
Congratulations, author. Do you want a fucking cookie? Hey guys, I'm gonna write this story properly and make them speak proper local lingo. Oh wow.
I guess.
Shocker. Thank you, author, for this magnanimity. Magnanimity? Yeah,
that is the correct word. You are using the correct word. I'm not sure if
there-
you're using the correct tense.
Hey,
I actually don't know what that word. English is a confusing language.
The primary ship. I hate it when people call it a ship because you can already tell when people call it a ship that they're not going to seriously do some sort of like developed romance. It's just going to be they love each other now, soul bond.
Yeah.
The primary ship is Harry, Hermione, Susan, Daphne, and 2 more. I don't know who those 2 are yet, but I'll be sure to tell you when I figure it out.
Oh. Points for honesty?
The early chapters are Hermione driven, and Miss Granger is my favorite character ever. Which makes her J.K. Rowling's choice for her in the future to be very painful. Also, I'm totally going to be bashing on Dumbledore and Weasleys.
Wait, does he actually say Dumbledore?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, it's one of those.
Alright, so, general walls of text, Harry is sad. General walls of text, walls of text, walls of text, walls of text. Walls of text, walls of text, walls of text. Harry is sad. He gives sarcasm to Hermione. Harry keeps sadding and he walks away sad because he's sad. And then in the arithmancy classroom, Harry and Hermione are sitting together because they take arithmancy now.
Okay.
They don't.
Alright. I kind of figured that.
Daphne and Susan are also there because reasons and stuff. And I'm just going to go into their backstory history and talk about 1937 for some reason. And everyone's there around Harry, and they're all got really big breasts, and they're all very pretty, and they have breasts, and Harry's blushing at their breasts because he's sad and blushing at the breasts.
Oh.
And walls of text, walls of text, walls of text, walls of text. All the girls are interested in Harry, and everyone knows Hermione and Harry are totally together because they're so lovey-dovey and they're the best together because they're the best.
What year is this?
This is supposed to be 1995.
No, I mean, what?
5th year.
Like, their 5th year, you said?
Yeah, so, Harry is going to be around,
15.
15 to 16,
right?
yeah. 15 to
Okay.
16. And, let's see, Daphne and Susan couldn't help but admit that they totally loved Harry and they had massive crushes on him because he was Harry Potter and he's awesome. And blah blah blah. Hermione's venting about some unrelated thing that I don't think any of us even know anyway, even if we have read the story. But blah blah blah. Walls of text, and Snape's a bad guy, and he's mean to Harry, and Harry is sad. And blah blah blah. Snape is bad. Blah blah blah. But Harry wasn't reacting to Snape being mean because Harry was too sad.
Oh no! Harry has contracted the sadness.
Mm.
I'm not sure if the author is intentionally trying to remind us how sad Harry is, or he just doesn't know how to talk about anything else besides Harry being sad.
See, that's all the fan fictions talk about. He's either sad or getting
Getting
laid or being used.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty much the 3 states of Harry Potter.
Let's see. Anyway, so blah 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 blah. Snape insulted Lily. Blah blah blah. Daphne came up to Hermione and goes, "Oh my God, Hermione, I'm so sorry for my professor. Everyone would totally lynch me if they found out that I came up and apologized to you. But I just want you to know that because I had no personality in the movies, I am actually a very caring individual, specifically because I want Harry Potter's death." And then Hermione gestured for her to
Reasonable
continue.
enough for a Slytherin.
But it was too late for Daphne to continue because Draco Malfoy showed up and started insulting Harry, but Harry was too sad to respond. And then Draco was all angry.
Dang, it sounds like someone needs to get Harry Potter, like, some happy pills. Maybe some wizard cocaine.
And then Draco came up with the Goon Squad and threatened Harry more. And he says, "Hey, I'm talking to you. I'm walking here."
I was gonna make the joke, but I was like, no, I'll let the man from New Jersey have it.
And then Hermione is shouting at Malfoy, and Harry Potter is sad. Jesus fucking Christ, author. And
Is that it?
that was
all
the
he has
that was literally the paragraph. Leave him alone, Malfoy, and Harry Potter is sad. That's the paragraph. It's literally 3 sentences of the author talking about how sad Harry is.
He is quite correct.
Okay. Alright.
Like, Max, it's...
I just want to
leave him alone,
reinforce
Malfoy.
how sad Harry is, guys.
I think this man went through the entire thesaurus for every possible variant of sad he could find.
Oh, please don't tell me that.
No, it's likely that is actually the case.
And then he cracked open like a philosophy text, not a philosophy textbook, like a poetry textbook to find all the other ways he could ham-fistedly say sad.
Yeah, basically. Keep your mudblood, blah blah blah. Twitch will ban the effects. Oh, that's right. Speaking of Twitch, guys, don't contact this author. I forgot to say that right at the beginning, but we're about 3 years into this now. If you haven't realized it by this point, Twitch's guidelines say don't contact the author. Anyway, back to this crap story. Blah blah blah, lots of words that small children shouldn't hear. Hermione was absolutely stunned after Draco threatened to rape her. And everyone was like, "What?"
I'm sorry, what is this escalation?
Yeah, Draco said he was gonna stick his dick down Hermione's throat and give her a fat load.
Wait, could you, scroll back up? I seem to have missed that. I'll admit, I don't always
No,
give this
the
show
only
what-
time your mouth should be open is when one of your betters is blowing his load down your throat.
He is,
You thought I was
kidding.
You thought I was joking. You thought I was exaggerating. Oh!
I was hoping you were.
Yeah, I was
but...
really hoping. It was less of a I don't believe Sneaky and more of a I need to not believe Sneaky.
and everyone was shock-faced. And then Harry started glaring.
I'm sorry, I just like the idea of all the other Slytherins standing there like,
Did he
come
just...
on, man. Take
Everyone
a
literally
breather.
was just like, whoa, holy shit, dude, hold the fuck up.
See, this would be a great way to take the story if it was just everybody's like, yo, man, not cool, and that's why Malfoy curses Harry.
And then Harry is angry and he's not sad anymore. And then Draco sneered. And then Draco started saying more words. And then Harry said, shut up before I make you. And then blah blah blah, shitty back and forth, blah blah, reducto, Protegro, is that the best you can do? Blah blah, stand there, get him. And then they all started casting spells at each other, and wow, Harry was so
Really?
amazing.
Just middle of the hallway, huh?
Yep. Explosions and everything, just special effects. Like fucking Michael Bay came in here and personally taught Harry how to explode shit.
Alright then.
Hello, students. My name is Michael Bay, and I'll be your defense against the dark arts teacher.
I actually kind of want to read that story, to be honest.
Step 1,
That could be
summon
interesting.
Optimus Prime.
Honestly, I kind of want to read that story now. Michael Bay teaches defense against dark arts. Little known fact, he's actually a wizard. That's how
That
he
would
is.
explain how he keeps getting hired.
Anyway, and everyone is so shocked. Oh, wait, what the fuck is this, author? Hermione had to force herself not to watch Harry to the exclusion of all else because of her extreme lust and desire. Author, what the fuck?
I would say I see, but I do not see.
Anyway, so the Slytherins are all like shock-faced over how strong Harry is. And blah blah blah, blood traitor, blah 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 blah. The Slytherins were fighting Slytherins, blah 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 blah. More innocents were being hit by spells. And then Draco was casting a spell, and Daphne was white in fear. No, Malfoy! But there was already a red bolt being slung, and Hermione turned around and saw the bolt, and was out of time, but then was pushed away by a Harry? And she was shock-faced, and everyone else was shock-faced, and everyone's like, oh my god. And then he was strangely looking at her, and it was repulsive and exciting. I'm fine. Great, really. Harry? She looked into his eyes and was shocked to see a red glow, and then the red glow was gone. Oh yeah, I'm fine, Hermione. I just need to be alone. What is it? Nothing. And then he ran off, being sad again.
What, are we dealing with Nega Harry or something?
Just wait for it.
Oh, boy.
Daphne, what's wrong? Oh no, we're in so much trouble. And then McGonagall shows up, and she's like, what the hell's going on here, kids? And then Daphne's
Okay, to be
like,
fair, that's a perfectly reasonable question, given that apparently there was just, like, several attempts at murder.
it's a goddamn period curse. Nope. No, okay, so Arden thinks it's a period curse? Nope. Get ready, boys. It's a dark curse. A personality-altering curse. McGonagall
Oh,
was
what?
shocked.
So he just...
Go, get ready for it.
How poor is his will save that he can't even, like,
Get
fight off an
ready
enlightenment
for
curse?
it. I know, it's like you're supposed to be like the best in will saves as a wizard, but
Like, seriously, the only reason that that should ever happen is if you pick up, like, a hat of change alignment or something.
get ready for it, boys. And so they're talking in walls of text, and Daphne's like, it was in a book about a person's sexual features and drives, and a curse that works on those areas. You see, Draco used the rapist curse.
What?
You know what? Credit to the author. Didn't see that coming.
No, I didn't. That I don't think he should be given credit for that though, considering what it was.
No, it- credit may be the wrong phrase. I'm just saying, like, you know what? Didn't see it coming, author.
It causes the target to grow more lustful and suppresses their morals. The greater the power of the witch or wizard, the faster it increases. And wizards will fuck anything that moves until they die. In the past, there's been cases where families have locked away the cursed individual, and they would kill themselves and then explode from overwhelming lust.
What does that even mean?
The longer he goes without raping someone, the stronger he becomes.
What?
The fuck?
And if he goes too long, he'll end up like another wizard family that raped his family to death by hundreds of times of rape.
You know what? I got nothing. Genuinely nothing.
Um,
Harry Potter has become Chad Thundercock.
The only reason I can laugh at this is because of how absurd this is.
Yeah,
this is what? What was the thought
Are we
process
sure
behind
this isn't a
this?
shit post?
No, this is 100% serious.
Oh,
That's the third most depressing thing you've ever said to me.
Eventually, Harry will become too strong, and he'll rape the whole school, and Hogsmeade too, and we won't be able to stop
What?
him.
Guys, just give him some whiskey. Problem solved.
Is there a counter curse? No, it's uncurable. But Hermione was determined to cure it and save Harry, even if she had to have sex with him to stop him.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure somebody stole this from the. You know what? I'd be willing to bet they stole this from hentai. I'd be willing to bet that.
Honestly,
Isley,
I would not be
find
surprised.
out.
Oh, hi, Isley. You're just in time for a story where Harry Potter is cursed to rape as many people as he can before dying. And the longer he goes without raping people, the stronger he becomes.
So just do us a favor, vast research, incredibly talented researcher with vast amounts of knowledge. Tell us if they just lifted this from like some hentai or something.
She answered you before you even asked.
There's several stories. Oh my
Oh, God.
Of course, there were several stories.
god. Next drink.
For once, I'll let you. I'm not gonna say anything.
Alright.
I think we finally found it, Sneaky. The story that makes me want to share a drink with you.
Where you just have to sit there and be like, I don't know, look, man, I don't know what's wrong with you. But you got issues and you need to figure them out.
This man needs a therapist, apparently.
No,
Jesus.
no, definitely not a therapist.
You know what is a great
Psychologist.
You
Yeah,
know
I was
what's
gonna
a
say.
great
Here's the
foundation?
problem. They might try to bang the therapist.
You know what's a great foundation for a loving relationship, fellas? Rape. A lot of rape. Clearly. This office got fucking issues. That's why he has the harem. Because he has to spread the rain out. Oh my god.
I would be perfectly content with you just never speaking.
There's a lot of fics in Harry Potter and Naruto that have this exact premise. Oh boy. Isley can confirm Sneaky speaks the truth. Is that about my earlier comment or about my sharing comment?
I feel like depending on the answer, you're going to be disappointed that you're right.
Depending on the answer, I'm already disappointed that I'm right. And I don't even need to know which question I was right about. I'm already disappointed. I'm preemptively sad.
That's fair.
Anyway, so is Harry in here? What's going on with him? Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, ignore it.
Isley, what the fuck?
What?
What did Isley? Did
all
Isley link
good
one of them?
relationships start with rape, according to Isley.
Because if Isley didn't link one of them, I'm disappointed in you, Isley.
I don't know why you're asking for rape stories, and that's a bit much.
Oh god, I just realized that was a clean cut too. Someone can easily clip that, Sneaky.
What, saying that I'm disappointed that Isley didn't provide sourcing?
No,
I didn't say
no,
for what.
the quote that Isley grabbed, that Sneaky apparently is speaking the truth about. Man, we have an entire offensive soundboard for you at this point, don't we, Sneaky?
Dude, we just have like the best soundboard from me.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually giggling really hard. I might play more City Skylines, maybe after this stream, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, to be fair, he was giggling fairly hard during that one.
I've been drinking the entire day, too.
No, I was just gonna say, it's pretty easy to tell that he's not 100%. He's at minimum not 100% serious in that.
But, one of my top clips is me playing City Skylines. And an earthquake happens and cuts straight through my entire residential district, and there's like 20% of it left. And then a little pop-up comes up. You can now build canals.
I remember that, actually. I remember seeing that clip, just like, oh no.
It was completely unrelated. I didn't know this at the time, but it was completely unrelated. But I just thought it was like pitch perfect timing.
Honestly, no, when I saw that pop up in the clip as well, I was like, okay, either that's a sick joke that they let get through, or that was just complete happenstance.
I was gonna say, pretty much the only way that could have been worse would have been if it was like, you can now build catacombs.
But all good relationships start with.
Oh no.
Because if Isley didn't link that, or if it just straight up was like, mass grave unlocked. Because if Isley didn't link.
Okay, well, no, Arn clipped it wrong. There's plenty of clip left in that just shows that I said according to Isley. No, he completely botched that clip.
Yes, he did. Good for you.
Yeah, Arn, you don't need to make the min length is 5 seconds. Oh, I can abuse that.
As long as you say all of your terribly offensive things.
Oh god, that is actually genuinely another clip of a moment. Because that was definitely more than 5 seconds. Minimum length is 5 seconds.
God,
oh, I can abuse that.
Oh. Maybe I should add that to my list of summer projects. Just sit through everything and get every offensive clip of you I can from episode 1. Just here you go, Sneaky. Here's your 200 like fucking button soundboard.
All I have to do is then put on the background music of dun, 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 dun. Just every single time I curse, you have to make it to the beat. Fuck shit, fuck shit. I can dream. You know, someday we'll have a fan base that'll do that for us.
Well, I think you'll have a fan base, and At and I will just be hangers on, like riding on your coattails. That, or I'll be your editor, and At will be your coattail rider.
And will be my coattail.
Fuck you.
Uh,
Oh boy, oh boy. Alright, so let's keep going. Harry, are you there? She opens the door. Harry, Hermione, don't. I'm gonna rape you, Hermione. I know, I was already told. So you have to deal with it. No, there's no cure. I'm gonna jump you, Hermione. Just hold on, Harry. I'll sort this out. I trust you, Hermione. I believe in you. Don't worry, Harry, I'll free you. Ron, you startled me. Blah, 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 blah. What happened with Harry? Blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Harry's been cursed. He'll get through
So
it.
if this is just apparently a thing, like,
Blah, blah. Her Ron bashing. Blah, blah,
how are
blah.
people just not going around like being like, oh, that wasn't my fault. I was under the effects of this terrible curse, for which there is no cure. Now, if you excuse me, I have to go satisfy this curse again.
So it just replaced rape with wanking, and that's pretty much every beta male. Whenever they white knight on the internet. Can't wait till Sneaky becomes a Twitch celebrity with the ego of Ninja. Dude, I don't think it's possible for me to have the ego of Ninja. I am way too self-deprecating.
I'm pretty sure even if Sneaky was making a solid $3,000 a month from this job, he'd just stare at the check, going, "Why the fuck do people watch me?"
Why are people paying me this much?
No, I mean, we already do that. Like, we get any money, and we're like, why though?
Well, actually, I get
Why?
any of that money. I'm like, well, fuck, now I have to actually do editing.
Now I have to do work, because now people are paying me.
Yeah. I guess on the bright side, I get a little bit extra in the paycheck. Downside, I don't get that much. Sneaky, you become famous already, so I can be an editor for this Twitch channel.
I'm trying! Not many people care about fanfiction or my sarcastic commentary on completely meaningless games.
We just need to find you like a niche game series. That's all.
I guess, maybe. Who knows? Anyway, so,
So
why do you always put...
do we
you guys
have?
ready for some really serious hardcore Ron bashing? Why do you always put Harry over me, huh? Harry's the chosen one. He doesn't need help. I'm the one you should be flirting with. What? Flirting? Since when? Ever since we arrived at Hogwarts, people say we argue like a married couple because there's sexual tension between us. The only tension between us is you being retarded. Also, you're ridiculous. Step aside, I need to go find Harry. And then Ron grabbed Hermione. You're mine, Hermione. Harry is not having you too. Yes, Your Honor, I would like to plead Ron Weasley's case as he also was under the rape charge. But now that we have covered that story, we can never go back to it again and still be satisfied.
Yeah, pretty much. Don't think we ever need to read that
Good
again.
to know.
So, how you guys
Okay,
feeling?
Sneaky.
Bleach, My Hero Academia.
Oh, did you not want that John betrayed?
Oh
fake
yeah,
cross?
link that definitely.
Yeah. By the way, Sneaky, I've got it. We're gonna make your channel into a soul worker channel.
Link is 5 seconds. Oh, I can abuse that.
I don't know what it is, but it's free to play, so it costs no money.
Well done, Arn. Well done.
What did Arn do? Oh. 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 Bye, Arn. Shall I just drop this in the 9K chat?
Yep, go for it.
Yep,
Not like we have
chapter
anything
1.
better to do with our time.
I think my favorite part is just like the one fucking thing Rooster Teeth was consistent with in volumes 1 to 3, and the author just ignores the one of the few things they did right for the sake of his story.
Corn on the orb. It's round now. No, please stop.
Wait, what?
I'll link it into
Oh,
memes.
God. She's just carrying a giant laser cannon. Shit, I might download this just because there's a giant laser cannon on one of these characters.
Corn on the why? Who brought this into existence?
Arn.
No, I don't believe he has enough talent to bring something this hideous into existence.
This angers me and I don't know why.
This angers me on a southern level.
There's a terrible, terrible joke in there, and I will refrain.
I want you to read a bad Bleach fic. Maybe.
Alright, I know I was joking about this. I'm actually going to check this game out now. There's a character that appears to attack with a guitar.
What is this, Fooly Cooly?
I don't know, but she summoned shit to attack for her with a guitar too.
What is this, Fooly Cooly? What this shit is stacking the deck. When John's friends turn on him upon finding out about his transcripts, he felt more lost than ever. By chance, he happened upon a stand in Vale, and his life would change forever. I'm not a huntsman. I'm a hero. What kind of fucking summary is this?
See, part of the reason I was drawn to this was I read the summary of like, this reminds me of these shitty Naruto betrayed summaries.
Like,
I had to
okay,
look at it.
I'm gonna be honest. Just keep the first sentence. Keep that as your summary. Actually, that actually makes an interesting summary. Just everything after that first period just makes it awful. I don't even know what's going on in our chat anymore. Alright, so first card. Oh boy, it's an FGO crossover. Oh no, was it, alternate, no. Fucking hell, what was that one called?
Why are you asking me?
Max, help me.
What's what called?
The one with the cards, not FGO.
Prismalia.
Prismalia,
Yes, it is with the cards.
yeah.
I'm just gonna warn you, Zelrich is in this.
Of course he is!
It's as cringy as you think.
Oh boy, that's great, because I have a really good imagination when I'm drunk. You disgust me. How could you could have got, okay, no, okay. I will admit, that is actually a legitimate criticism. You could have gotten people killed, you idiot. That is a 1000% legitimate criticism.
Of all of these, 2 of these make actual sense. You could have gotten blank killed.
Yeah.
Those are the only 2 valid criticisms here.
Yeah, those are actually valid criticisms of, hey guys, I just want to let you know that I am in charge of a military squad that is trained in means of both technology and superpowers far beyond the normal civilian, and I have actually no idea what I'm doing because I completely faked all of my training records and knowledge.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a valid criticism of you could have gotten people. Yeah.
And you're just gonna lead them? Yes. And at no point did you consider saying no.
John is the next Naruto Harry Potter of fan fiction length fest. I mean, you're not wrong, which is surprising.
I mean, he's been that for quite
Yeah,
some time.
he's been that for quite some time. Some authors do it well, some authors do it not so well.
Most authors do it not so well.
Those words rang
Yeah.
through John Locke's head as he wandered through the streets of Vale, a vacant look in his eyes. The previous night, after losing Carden once more, John had called everyone to the roof to confess something. The guilt of having faked his transcripts was eating him up, and he just couldn't lie about it to his friends any longer. Friends? Yeah, well, John thought to himself bitterly. Yang had been the first one to turn on him. She screamed at him, calling him a fraud and a cheat, and told him to never go near Ruby again or he'd pay the price. I mean, never go near Ruby again. I mean, if she's genuinely that angry, yes, she would say that, but would she get that angry over finding out that the person that her sister has crushed on has basically committed treason?
I mean, if for no other reason than because of the damage he could do to other people. Like, specifically to Ruby.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
He tried to explain himself, apologized, but she just repeated her warning and dragged Ruby off the roof before the girl could say anything. I mean, dude, look, an apology and no explanation really can cover that. You faked your way into a military academy and was then put in control of a squad of people with superpowers. You legitimately could have gotten a lot of people killed. Like,
Oh yeah, like I can totally understand Yang's reaction. However, the problem here, Sneaky, is that there's only one thing the author does right, which
yeah.
is pointing out that he had the characters be incredibly OOC. This takes
Well,
place
oh
before
yeah,
the
yeah,
Blake events
yeah,
in
well,
Volume
yeah,
2.
yeah. Yes, the characters I will admit are incredibly out of character, but however, the whole premise of them not allowing him to explain or apologize is completely understandable because I want to be a hero doesn't justify you putting an untold level of people at risk. Because what if you're in charge of, say, defending a village, and it turns out you don't know shit?
Yeah. There the only thing in John's defense is that this is a training academy, and him not having aura would not have gotten anyone else killed. It would have gotten him killed during the test. That
Well,
was about
sure,
it.
but he doesn't know how to fight with
But
one.
that's the only real defense here.
I was gonna say, and to be fair, Beacon has just terrible admission standards if they don't even at any point, like,
I
stab him with a dagger.
refuse to believe that Osmond did not know
Oh,
that his
Oscar
transcripts were fake.
absolutely knew. No, there's no way he didn't know. No, he had to
But I'm just
absolutely.
saying, at no point, like, okay, you've been accepted to Beacon Academy. Just real quick, we're gonna poke you with this dagger. If you have aura, nothing will happen, and we can confirm that you won't die. If you start bleeding,
Well, no. See, the thing is that supposedly, this is Max. Feel free to correct me. From what I know, you can get into Beacon two ways: by applying from a school and having records, or by so. I
Uh,
believe Blake got in is by doing some sort of initiation test before the initiation.
uh, it's it seems to be that there is the school way and passing an exam, and it seems like the easiest way is to go through another combat school and then
Well,
take
yeah,
some sort of
but
simple test, and
Nora,
then you can also submit transcripts, which John did. So John cheated his way through the school route, and
right,
then there's cases like Blake, which appear to be special recommendation
Blake,
through Osmond.
Nora, and Ren
But here's the
all
thing
did
I don't
not have combat.
understand.
Yeah, I think they fall under special recommendation. We're not told otherwise, so it's
Yeah.
probably
What?
safe to assume.
No, but like, surely submitting transcripts is just one part of coming from another combat school. Like,
Well, again, but the thing is, though, is that it's entirely possible is that if you're a high, like, let's say if it's a 3.5 or higher GPA, the school automatically accepts you, right? But if it's
yeah, but then
between
you
a
would think
3
if
and a
that's the
3.5,
case, there'd be at least a basic level of records verification.
right? Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying in this scenario I'm setting up. And then say between
Right.
3 and 3.5, they're like, okay, well, you gotta do some sort of, like, pre-exam or a physical fitness test or something like that, and then maybe we'll accept you. And then there's the third route, which is Ozpin just waves them in. And it's entirely possible, because we don't know about any of the other routes, besides the fact that you can apply from your school to get into Beacon. It's entirely possible that Ozpin saw his transcripts and just waved him past the other tests because he knew they were fake.
What I was gonna say, he could have been hedging his bets. Like, either these are faked, and he faked them well enough to get past everybody else, in which case we'll see if he can do anything.
Yeah.
Or these
There,
are actually true, and we have literally no reason not to put him in.
Right.
yeah, I will give a little bit of credit to the author, because I did read this all the way through, up to its current 4 chapters. Ozpin in this story was, I knew those were fake, but I let you in because there was potential and because I know your family's name.
Right. Isley
So,
says, I remember Yang going off on Blake before, but yes, during the Blake arc, the problem there was that she was a fucking terrorist. And so that's a little bit more than,
no, okay, no, hang on
I
a second.
faked my way
Yang
to
went
school.
off on Blake. No, Yang went off on Blake during the "you need to calm down and take a rest before you kill yourself from exhaustion."
Yes.
That had nothing to do with her being a terrorist.
That's
That was
true.
all Weiss.
That
That was a
right.
completely separate argument.
Which, okay,
Weiss
again,
was the
to
one
be
who was
fair,
like, "You are a terrorist."
That's actually something, another thing that I included, I want to include if I ever get around to writing the Ruby, but this time actually not shit story.
Is that the same one as the one where I'm just an alcoholic inside Ruby's consciousness?
It might be. That one's not up to me though. That's gonna be someone else writing that. But no, personally, because I use the Naruto Ruby Cross as like a test bed for some ideas and how it worked out. But I just felt like the character should have had a bit more of a reaction to, hey guys, I'm an internationally wanted terrorist.
Oh, yeah, and there should be, and Jean, the author gives Jean a rant about that later in the story.
Well, and like it's like when Max and I were writing our still technically not canceled terrible self-insert, where we were like, why is nobody freaking out about the fact that these kids probably got like 30 people killed?
Yeah, like
on a highway.
We had a chapter dedicated to look at what you broke.
I mean, there were definitely cars being thrown about at one point, if I remember.
Oh yeah,
too.
cars were being thrown about and off the highway.
Like, at least 2 cars got flipped.
Yeah, and we had Weiss lay down an entire field of ice at some point. Yang was weaving in and out of traffic, scaring the shit out of drivers that don't have Huntsman and Huntress level reaction time.
Well, I was gonna say, and that doesn't even count the fact that, like, there was a giant, stompy, battle mech-esque robot sprinting down the highway, which is important because it didn't have nice, big Gundam feet that would keep it off the ground. No, it had big, stompy claws that dug in for purchase.
Oh yeah, and like
that alone could kill somebody just because they didn't realize there was suddenly,
a
two
pothole on a
divots.
highway is definitely a big problem. Yes.
Oh yeah,
and not just potholes, an enormous series of potholes.
Yeah, I watched through those clips multiple times, just like,
yes.
Okay, time to let the dropout engineer in me look at this. Oh dear Christ. Oh no. Oh god,
Oh
why?
no!
I'm pretty sure that was a load-bearing pillar.
Remember when they took out like 4 pillars?
I think
Yeah.
it was two. I think they took out a total of 2 to 3 pillars, and I
Yeah,
guarantee at
I
least one of
honestly
those was
might.
load-bearing.
You have to tell me the chapter so I can read it, because I honestly do want someone to actually point out, like, guys, you just caused literally billions in collateral damage.
Well, my favorite part was we randomly generated some tragedies.
Because I mean, you also
Yeah.
got to keep in mind is like the repair time alone on that level of layering of highway. That's like beyond months. That's like years.
And since their level technology for that appears to be roughly equivalent to ours, like they appear to be on roughly the same technology level as us. It's just a different power source and a slightly different mode of common transportation for air. We can assume it'll take them as much time as it takes us.
Max, was that chapter before or after I died via headshot?
Well, I mean, not only that, you got to keep in mind as well is that
That was
unlike us in
I don't
America,
remember.
where we have
I'm digging
access
for it right
to
now.
materials
Yeah, I'm
of
looking for through it
vast
too.
quantity, Vale doesn't have quick access to quarries and other and oil refineries to get the tar and whatnot. Like that's a segmented process for them. So like they only have so much stone and tar and oil being brought in every single month.
Yeah, okay, I found the chapter. I'll just shoot this to you later.
Yep.
I'll I'll keep this tabbed.
So it is. There's a lot of freaking damage.
Oh yeah, they did.
Anyway,
That's
so
that's not even including what happens at the docks.
Oh
The
god.
tens of millions of dust that were just lost to the sea.
Well, I mean, what did she say? How much did she say the dust was that she was
You know
carrying
what?
around in her luggage?
I just realized it's
Oh, that was several million.
No, in her luggage.
several thousand. I
Yeah.
just realized it's a miracle none of those containers went up on the docks. I don't think
Well,
any of them
I thought one
exploded.
of them did.
No, I don't think so. I think the only explosion was a bullhead.
Hmm.
Two bullheads.
But yeah, oh my god. I can just imagine the recovery crews like having to deal with obviously broken vials at this point. Fucking trying to cut through, the containers to get them out of there. But now we have to be careful of setting off chain dust explosions. Oh Jesus Christ, that dock's gonna be shut down for months.
Yeah. That's ooh.
Yeah.
That could
Anyway.
be that's not oh man. Just I wish I had that sudden thought of wait a second.
Yeah, that's
They were they were throw they were throwing bullets and explosives around a bunch of containers with unrefined and refined dust.
that's a lot
Oh
of damage.
no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway.
Max, did you find the chapter yet?
Yeah, he found the chapter.
No, I found the chapter. I'm just keeping it tabbed.
Alright, the next one to speak, surprisingly, was Ren, who snapped at him and then punched him in the face. John had been stunned. Even Nora was shocked. Ren screamed, not for cheating, but for putting Nora's life in danger because he cheated. And he said to never go near him or his child ever again, and dragged Nora away.
Ren would be
Now,
quietly disappointed.
yeah, okay, like here's the thing. I think Ren would be angry for the exact purpose of I'm not mad. I'm not mad you cheated. I'm mad that you got my best fucking friend, like her life in danger.
No, but like that's what
I
I'm saying.
don't.
But
I
even
can't
even though
see
he
him
was still
punching.
angry,
Yeah, well,
You know what I
still,
see?
it's his semblance too. Like his semblance seems to be active almost all the time. So it's like
Yeah.
I can't see him doing this. I can
I
see him
would
being
see
angry.
a
I can't see him
scenario in which everyone's
exploding.
screaming and angry at him, and they all say their things to him, and he's just standing there silent. And they all walk off except for maybe Pyrrha and Nora. Maybe Ren even tells Nora to walk off, and then Ren says like I'm not mad at you for cheating. but never come near us again. You've betrayed my trust or something like that, and then just walked away. Like very calmly too, not no screaming, no hitting, just never come near us again. But anyway.
Yeah, like it again. It's some of them are like, okay, yeah, sure. Yang is the loudmouth. Think with your
Blake is
fist instead of your
disgusted
head.
at him, and then she walks away. I'm sorry, Miss Harris. You literally have no grounds. You do
I
not
know.
have the moral high ground here.
No, we know. We're aware.
The next one, the one that stung his heart. She cursed him out and called him all manners of idiot, fool, moron, and several other words because they were quite sophisticated words, and she marched off furious. Yeah, that's a realistic. That's actually a justified and realistic reaction
Weiss
from
is the like. Yeah, so out of everyone here, Weiss and Yang are the only ones that make sense currently.
And then
So
Pyrrha was like, "What the fuck, bro?" and then told him to never come back, and then walked away. I don't understand that because canonically,
again,
Pyrrha
Pyrrha
said she
would
didn't
again.
care.
Pyrrha would like. I'm sure there'd be a scene of
No,
like
no, you
absolute
don't understand. No,
disappointment.
Atten, you don't understand. So the scene in which like this is the scene he normally would have told Pyrrha
Yeah, where
about the
Pierre's
thing.
reaction was, "Don't say it." The thing was roughly, "I don't deserve to be here. Don't say that. I cheated my way in." And when she goes to comfort him, he says, "Just leave me alone." Like Pierre would not walk away like this.
Yeah,
That's the
like
problem. We have this scene between him and Pierre. We already canonically know Pierre would not do this. That's the problem.
it's just it is literally the opposite reaction to this exact scene that she has in canon. John couldn't be there for a moment more. What he was done was reckless. And the fact that, yeah, okay, that is honestly an actual thing that I'm really confused by. The fact that he didn't know what aura was. Like, I can understand, not putting too much effort into the training aspect. If you just want to go to the school and be a hero, but your parent wouldn't let you go to the other school, so you want to go to the bigger school. I get that. So you didn't put too much training in. Maybe you did like a couple push-ups and pull-ups every day, but not really all that much because you didn't really like. You were just like, oh yeah, I want to go there, but whatever. I kind of get that. That's a teenage sort of thing to do. I understand that. But
Yeah.
you didn't know what aura was?
See, that's also the point where it would be like,
That's the
you
point where
came in
I'm
here
really
on
confused.
transcripts, and you told us you came in here on transcripts, and you don't know what aura is.
Well,
That's that should have been an immediate red flag to most anyone.
not only that. It's a red flag to me personally on a plot base. Like, this is actually a problem I had with Monty Ohm's canon. That John
Oh
didn't
yeah.
know what aura was. Like, I could understand if he knew what aura was, but had no idea how to unlock it because, maybe that knowledge is, kept away to prevent people from hurting themselves or something.
Yeah, that's the
I,
one that's
I,
the
I,
situation that would have made
if
sense.
he knew what aura was and was just like, oh yeah, I'm just really bad at controlling my shield. That's why it hurt. I could get that sort of thing, but then it later gets revealed he doesn't actually have aura at all, and so then they unlock it, whatever. But Monty tried to use John as an explanationary tool, and so he had John not know what aura was. But the problem with that is his family, as far as we know, has huntsmen in it because that's where he got the sword from.
His father, his grandfather, and his great grandfather all fought in wars and against Grimm.
Right. And he had hypothetically either other family members, say siblings, or friends that from probably pre-hunter school or in the hunter school, or people he generally talked to in town of his peer group. Like a group of boys. Like, so in this world, aura is a commonly known thing because all huntsmen have aura, and because you have aura, you have a semblance. And so what do a bunch of kids who aren't really that old yet do when they get around talking? They talk about superheroes, but in this world they might talk about huntsmen. Oh yeah, when I grow up, I'm going to be a huntsman, and my semblance is going to let me shoot lasers. That sort of thing. That's the sort of conversation I would expect between kids of that age. And so they would all know what aura. Oh yeah, my aura is going to be super strong and it's going to stop everything. Like kids would do because they know common knowledge. Yeah? Makes sense, right?
I'm going to be Superman.
Yeah, exactly though. That is shit that little kids would say and claim. Like, oh, my aura is gonna let me fly. My semblance is gonna give me
My
elastic
semblance is going to be
arms.
reflexes.
Yeah, my semblance is gonna be reflex. Shut up, Kakashi.
Goddamn dumbest fucking.
But it's just I don't know what aura is. I've never talked to my family or anyone in my peer group ever. I've never been on the internet. I've never looked at a magazine, but I know what heroes are. Also, I've also never read a book because, I'm sure there's plenty of huntsman fantasy stories out there about huntsmen going off and saving the day and shit like that because, that's useful propaganda and it is something
Well,
that
for
would
crying
sell.
out loud, even the comic books, like at some point, they're comic books. Even if X-Ray and Vav didn't have it, like
But
there's
that'd be
not going
like
to be some kind of comic about a huntsman.
Well, yeah, there's gonna be some kind of comic about a huntsman, and at some point in time, there's gonna be some sort of plot device of, oh, the villain used an anti-aura device. I'm vulnerable. There's gotta be
Or there's
something
some
out
dude
there.
that's just one for all.
Don't tell me that's never happened in a single movie. Like,
Or book.
come on.
Like a book or a movie or a what.
So I'm supposed to believe that John has never talked to his peers, doesn't talk to his family, never has read comic books besides ones that specifically have nothing to do with Huntsman, has never seen a movie that specifically has nothing to do with Huntsman, never paid attention in any of his classes that might have mentioned, because even math classes might have done some sort of aura thing to get the kids interested or whatever. Jimmy
Because
has
they
100 points of
They
aura.
can, in fact, make calculations on it.
Yeah, Jimmy's got 100 points of aura. A hit from a Beowulf is taken 10. How many aura points does Jimmy have left? Are you telling me that's never been a math question in that universe? So he's done no forms of literature or media. He's never talked to a single person, and he's never paid attention in any of his classes ever. That's the only way I can imagine. You make it to the age of 18 in that universe with a family of huntsmen with a good education, because he wasn't falling behind in any of his other classes, by the way. They never mentioned that stuff. Maybe he was having a hard time, but he wasn't behind like Ruby was. So he was still good at the maths and the sciences. So he took those classes when he was in school. Normal school, not hunting school, normal school. So at no point in time did he ever encounter the words aura and go, what's this and why is it said in the same sentence as huntsman? For 18 years. And his excuse is that his parents didn't want him to be a huntsman.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if anything, that would make your kid go nuts trying to find out. In theory, he should have found everything he could have. His guilty pleasure should have been sneaking to the library and reading books on huntsmen.
Well, not only that, books on how to awaken your aura, how to make your aura strong. Every sort of thing.
How to get swole in 90 days and be a huntsman.
Basically, yeah.
Junk top left.
This is why I disliked a lot about Monty's setup. Why I like Monty's world. I find it's an interesting world with an interesting setting. And as long as you give some hand-wavium to things like dust and why mech tech shift weapons are favored instead of normal weapons, then which are two things you can easily give hand-wavium to. It's a sci-fi fantasy story.
Yeah.
But
honestly, if he still wanted John to be the like, this is where we explain, or it could have just changed the dialogue. Just like, is your aura unlocked? It's like, oh,
No, my
no,
parents didn't want me to be a
I
huntsman.
never. Well, not just like I never got around to it.
I had a condition. It can't
Just
be unlocked until I'm 18. Something like that.
heck, yeah, honestly, yeah, you could have like even just like, oh, that's weird because you can also hand wave that with Pierre going, oh, that's incredibly rare. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. It's like there's only been 2 cases of that ever. Yeah, haha. Yeah, I was like the 3rd one because my parents didn't want the world to know about it because they found it embarrassing because my whole family's hunters. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I understand because my family puts me through tournaments.
Yeah, I would say, or they could have been like, skip the embarrassment thing and been like, yeah, because I have this condition, my parents never wanted me to be a huntsman, so they tried to keep me from learning anything about them, so I wouldn't feel bad,
Yeah,
or
like
something like that.
there is so many ways the author Monty could have gone about having aura explained and using John as the tool to have that aura and everything about the world explained to him, than him being a both highly educated and rich individual who also knows nothing about the world
Well,
and
we don't
has
know that
no
he's
sort of.
rich, Sneaky.
Okay, dude. If your family is huntsmen and you got like 9 fucking kids, I think you're pretty good. I think you're pretty well off. You know?
Yeah.
If he's got enough money, if his parents have enough money to buy him enough cereal to save Bach Tops to get a sweater, sorry, sweatshirt, I don't think money is an issue.
I mean, it could just be that that's what most people in his family ate. Like,
yeah, but we don't know that sort of thing, and
yeah.
I mean, anyway. Now that I'm not done, now that I'm done ranting about how John is bad canonically, I mean, that's sort of the thing that we came to the conclusion of when we finished re-binging Ruby, is that the reason why so many Ruby fan fictions were trash was because the canonical material they're based on left them with no foundation of not being trash. I mean, it's why core stories are just so.
Because he takes Sean and gives him actual characterization.
Yeah, he takes John, gives him characterization, actually builds the world up, and doesn't pay too much, like doesn't go too deep into how the world works, just that it does. So he doesn't have to spend and waste time trying to figure out how
Well, I was gonna
exactly
say,
Vale works.
I was gonna say, there's 2 ways you do it. You either go the route of someone like Brandon
Me,
Sanderson
right?
or
More
God, I can't remember
professional,
his
of course.
name.
Sanderson and Pratchett.
Yeah, I would say Sanderson, Pratchett, or damn it, guy who wrote Wheel of Time, Robert Jordan. People like that who explain almost everything.
Right. And there is an appeal to that, though, because once you have
I
a
would
lot
say,
of
but
structured
there's 2
rules,
ways you do it.
yeah,
You either explain
everything.
everything, or you do what George Lucas does. It's the Force, midichlorians. Shut the fuck up.
Well, I mean, you really shouldn't. But a lot of people actually disagree with him that he should have done midichlorians because it leaves a lot more vagueness to the Force. And
Yes,
yeah,
I think midichlorians were a mistake, and back when it was just magic powers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but as you said, you either go hyper vague and just be like, as I said in the Dark Souls story, it's magic. Why did X thing happen? Because science, magic stuff, whatever, doesn't fucking matter. Magic and science, fuck off.
Yeah, I think the most it gets with you is you have to understand basic laws of physics. You have to know that gravity exists and what goes up must come. Like that's it.
Yeah.
If you know math, you're good.
Yeah.
And
Then
then
that was my explanation as why
there's the miracles where it's literally like, how's this work? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh,
why,
okay.
why does this do this? Because fuck you. I said some words and I thought it would happen.
And then I got a lot of other people to think it would.
And then they started making it happen too.
And now you and every idiot on the block can throw a bolt of lightning if you just believe.
What was it, Sneaky? That's not how clouds work?
That's not how clouds work, yeah. Because Hobble would summon a cloud to strike his weapon to electrify it.
You know, as Hobble does. Obviously.
The cloud's just inside. That's not how clouds work! But I mean, but like that sort of stuff for us, it goes a long way. So we actually just spend like, what would you say, over 40 hours, like thinking about why this would do this and why that would do that. Because like in Dark Souls 2, as much as I fucking hate it, it's technically considered canonical. It was considered heretical to mesh sorceries and miracles.
I would say that 80% of our time was spent doing research and discussion to decide what route we wanted to take.
Yeah, more or less.
And
Well, yeah,
we
but I was
sat
gonna say-
down and we looked at items that were like, use intelligence to do miracles, use faith to do sorceries. Like, we sat down and thought it was like, oh wow, so this is like, hey, what if we try and do this? And some of the flavor text was even like, by the way, the god that they based this off of really wasn't happy with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
anyway,
we had
so,
ideas and we used them.
That reminds me, Sneaky, I wanted to ask what your opinion on bimbofication is. Research? What the fuck is bimbofication?
No, hang on. I'm getting memory that I think I repressed. I don't think we need to go into this. I feel like we've done this on stream before. I think we should just leave it alone.
I'm just going to assume it's some degenerate garbage that Isley is talking about. So I'm just going to ignore that and move on. Anyway, so blah 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 blah. They tried to make him sew, ballroom dance, and cook to keep him from being a huntsman.
I was gonna say, wait, it's basically, isn't that like turning guys into hot girls or something? Like it always came up on DeviantArt. No matter where you went, that there was a period where that was inescapable on that place.
You have to fucking break out my 2-liter bottle of whiskey for this garbage. Anyway, Isley, I prefer you don't send me degenerate trash, so I'm just going to ignore it.
You say he'll just delete it. He'll look at it, go, "Well, that was a waste of my time," and then delete it.
I hate humanity a little bit more now.
Oh.
Man who thought he'd lost all faith in humanity loses additional bit of faith he didn't even know he had.
Anyway, so John is sad and lonely, and he's walking down the street, and he bumps into someone, and the guy goes, "Oh, no, man, it's no problem." And everyone who knows what Fate Stay Night is goes, "Oh my god, it's Zelrich!" And this is the Stand of Heroes. Do you want to buy a card? Blah blah, hit me with a card. This is the card Saber. They carry blades and kill shit. And John had a super big affinity for it because he wanted to be a hero and kill shit too. This is the Lancer, blah 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 blah. Literally, it's blah blah Archer, blah blah Rider, blah
For the
blah
record,
Assassin.
I would much rather be a Lancer, because I know Saber beats Lancer, but when you're dealing with magical weapons, I still want a reach advantage.
You can always just go Archer.
Well, no.
Hi,
That would
I'm
make me an
Archer.
asshole.
Why do you have guns? Ah!
It doesn't say I have to use a bow.
I
Smash.
threw them at
Keep-
people.
Keep in mind, like Archer Emiya does not shoot arrows; he shoots projectiles.
So here's my question.
Aren't you basically just throwing swords at people? I am not throwing swords at people.
A. Isley? No. B. So here's my question. When does someone do the Fate Punisher crossover?
What would he even be, Berserker?
No, an archer.
No, he'd definitely be an archer, or that, or he'd be a caster.
No, assassin.
No, I mean, here's the thing. You could stick him in a lot of stuff depending on which.
I think he'd be archer or assassin. Like, yeah, he'd be one of the two.
Maybe hybrid class.
No, actually, no. Fate Go has a perfect class for him. We call it Avenger.
No, yeah, no, that's right. Literally that.
I completely forgot that existed.
Instead of Andrea Maniu, Punisher is summoned for the first time in the Third Grail War.
And everything was different.
And everybody died.
Everybody died because the Punisher got summoned with a fucking street sweeper.
Oh, man.
Hello, I see you have a sword. Pulls out street sweeper. Allow me to retort.
That's a nice sword you got there. You know, that's still one of the best intros I've seen to a character in anime.
What?
So in part 2 for JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, Guy shows like, I'm gonna take your life. I don't think so. And JoJo just pulls out a Tommy 20 and unloads on the dude in the middle of a street into a storefront.
A what?
Tommy 20mm.
A Tommy 20.
Oh, yes.
He just pulls out a Tommy 20 and just unloads on this vampire in the middle of the street in front of a store.
Actually, no, that would actually be so I'm just like picturing this in my mind right now. I know we're basically not even covering the story at this point. But that's because it's just a bad generic betrayed story, and then Zelvert shows up and is like, yo boy, buy some cards for me. Fuel your gambling addiction.
No, we don't want punishment Fate fix. We want the Punisher. Either that or Spider-Man. Is there Spider-Man Fate?
Surely there's at least one.
Because you know what?
Spider-Man is one of the most popular heroes.
I want Peter Parker's relentless positivity protecting me. You'll never be like, think of how much happier all of the different Fate protagonists would have been if it was Peter Parker.
Spider-Man. Fairy Tale. Fate State. There is one. There is exactly one.
Oh boy.
It is called Superior Emiya.
Oh no, that
No.
means it's okay. Okay, look, that's
Oh.
They picked the Superior Spider-Man run, which is fine. Superior Spider-Man is actually a fantastic run of comics, and you get some truly amazing character growth out of Doc Ock.
Doc Ock gets thrown into Shiro's body for the 5th Grail War.
Okay, that's not quite what I was expecting. However,
I don't know about this.
Anyway, so my idea, right, for a character introduction is, insert war anime here, right? Maybe he's the villain, maybe he's the main character, maybe he's the father figure to the main character, but, he's some sort of officer, right? He's got the fucking officer's jacket and whatnot. Maybe he's, like, surrounded.
Also, side note, Tanya's absolutely Berserker, and we can all agree on that, right?
Of course, yeah. No, Berserker caster combo. He's doing the whole cufflinks, adjusting them, and going through that tried and true phrase of, every bullet's got a name on it, a grenade is for those who concerned, but you know what my favorite one is? No, what is it? Dear grid coordinates, and then everything around him explodes. That would be a great intro.
fresh from the Astra Militarum, dear grid coordinates.
But anyway, so blah blah blah, introducing all the classes, blah blah blah. You can take one. I want them all. What? All of them. I want them all. Yes, you are truly interesting and amazing. Yes, here you go. Take all of my cards. Thank you.
That should be when the G. Like, here's the thing. That's when the GD should go. 3 wishes. Shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry, just fucking what? Oh, kid, I feel bad for you. So I'll let you have one of these cards. Oh, okay, well, I want them all. I'm sorry, what? I want all of the cards. Well, I said you can have one. Well, I want them all.
Okay, how about you get no cards? And you remain a
Actually,
sad
no.
loser.
Here's the problem. The author did manage to cover his ass once. I don't know if it was intentional or not. Zelfrich's exact words are, "You can take any of them you want, not any one of them.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Any
true.
of them." So theoretically, he could have been like, "I'll take Saber, Assassin, and Berserker seems like fun."
Unsurprisingly, he found himself not back allowed in the dorms, and so he just slept on the roof. And everyone hated him, and classes sucked, and Cardin's gonna go beat the crap out of him, and then he hears voices in his head. Do you require strength? Alright, then use me. I'm in your back pocket. Use me. Okay, install Lancer, and then everything was shining, and they were all waiting for John to come out. And then John comes out, and he totally looks like an amazing badass, and everyone's shocked and amazed by John's badassery that he now looks like.
I like that you're completely misrepresenting. I'm Sneaky. We need to have a talk about white robes not looking as badass as you think they do. We just need to talk.
I'm just translating the true feelings of the author. It's a skill I've developed. I'm able to see past the words.
I want to think this one a few times that your skill is like on the fritz.
If the voices in your head start talking, find a hobo.
He is the hobo.
Hmm.
I'm not sure how sound that advice is, Isley. Anyway, so, blah blah blah. I was debating whether I should try out a new fighting style. I believe it'd be a good time to try it. Blah blah blah. And I started charging at John, and then John wasn't there anymore, and he's just dodging around Cardin. And John was like, lol, can't hit me, bitch. And then Cardin's like, I'm trying to hit you, bitch. And everyone's all shock-faced at how amazing and awesome John is at dodging Cardin. Age of Babylon! And then everyone was shock-faced about how much power his words have.
What Lancer is he supposed to be?
This is Enkidu,
Oh,
Gilgamesh's
that's
friend from when he
right.
was still alive. So I've next to no knowledge about Enkidu aside from he was Gilgamesh's friend in the epic, and that's it. And he has green hair in the Fate universe.
He uses the chains of Enkidu even better than Gilgamesh does. Oh yeah, and he's made of clay. That's about it.
Oh yeah, forgot about the clay thing.
Yep.
Does that make him really hard or really easy to kill?
I'm not reading that, Isley.
What,
it was made
what,
by the gods as a test for
He was
Gilgamesh.
made by God Clay, so he's basically immortal.
But
And
unfortunately, I
in
don't
the
think you can
legends, he died because the gods wished to see him dead because he betrayed the gods. Because he was supposed to either restrain or kill Gilgamesh, but instead befriended him. And so, like, the gods put on him a trial. They, like, removed his power, but they gave him an herb at the top of a mountain that he could retrieve and bring back to save Enkidu. But during his trials, as he climbed this mountain, he proved to be too late, even though he did get the herb. Or something like that.
Oh, this is really interesting. So I'm looking at this Superior Spider-Man one. So I'm not sure how I feel about this because it's taking Doc Ock at the end of the Superior Spider-Man run and saying that he flings his consciousness out into the ether again. The problem with that is all the character growth that Doc Ock goes throughout the Superior Spider-Man run literally ends with him going, I am not good enough. I am not the Superior Spider-Man. And he lets Peter Parker take back over. To save the people that he loves.
Interesting.
But my point is, like, the entire point is that he's like, oh, I'm really not the best around.
Anyway, so gold chains rise out of the ground and restrain Cardin, and then all weapons of all sorts rose up. Swords and spears of all design. No, I believe he's Gilgamesh. He
What?
shouldn't have
No.
access to Gate of Babylon.
That's not Gate. That's something else.
Oh, okay.
Hang on. Let me. I've never actually looked at Enkidu because I don't have any plans on trying to roll for him. But let's see. No, that's not what I want. I want the. That's the website I want. What's it called?
Alright, teacher, yes, I would like to try out a new style. Alright, what do you call this style? Bondage and sword. I don't think it's a style, John. I think it's a lifestyle. I'm not sorry.
No, yeah, that's one of his noble phantasms.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
yes,
can't
he
find.
has several.
He has two. Keep in mind that there are some characters that can have upwards of like 2 or even 3. And then there's Gilgamesh, whose noble phantasm is I own a shit ton of noble phantasms because fuck you.
And Emiya's noble phantasm is fuck you as well.
Emiya's noble phantasm. I stole yours.
I have a bootleg noble phantasm. Fuck you.
I have the Chinese edition of all your noble phantasms.
I have a really shiny marble.
I mean, that's what it is. I have a marble. Yeah, my marble's shinier. Wait, you can't just make a shinier marble. Just did.
Look at your marble. Now back to me. Your marble is in my hand. Anyway. Give up. And Cardin was like, oh my god, what is this? Give up. I will not repeat myself for a third time. You can't escape me. I will kill you. Cardin couldn't say anything. Something had changed about John. And at that moment, Cardin's days of bullying were over. He could see it in his eyes. No further attempts would come to
Something
fruition.
changed in him. You know, ignoring the change of clothes, the change of weapon, the sudden spike in power and competency.
And the change in how he speaks, yeah. John would no longer be intimidated. After seeing how humiliated he was in front of the class, no one would ever take him seriously again. I forfeit. Everyone heard. And everyone's like, whoa, shock face. Release Mr. Winchester. But of course, Professor. Blah, 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 Mr. Ark. I'm not certain what happened. Don't blah, blah, blah. Don't prolong the fight. Blah, blah, blah. And his entire friend group was shock-faced. God, that was nerve-wracking. You did well, Master. You performed admirably. Now single drop. Oh, your aura was lost. I'm so glad they knew about aura already. I'm so glad the spirits know more about aura than he does.
Well, to be fair,
there's
the
no
spirits are given all the knowledge they need to succeed.
There's no Grail.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it worked the same for the weird install stuff.
So the cards are another version of the Grail system, but the problem is so the cards in Prisma Ilia are actually from an alternate universe where a Grail War is happening. So the knowledge they would gain in that universe wouldn't necessarily apply to the one that to their new universe. So Zelrich would have to make the Grail himself and then declare a war and then hand out those cards.
I mean, it's entirely possible he did that.
Considering this is the lol, I'm so trolly Zelrich that the fandom is kind of
Convinced is the
incorrect.
real thing.
I don't know
I'm not
why.
saying he doesn't do
But, like,
that.
here's the thing. He likes to mess with stuff, but he's not 4chan.
That
He
that is
doesn't act like
actually
that.
that is honestly the best way I've ever heard described. He likes to mess with things, but he's not 4chan. Yeah,
I don't know how
Yeah.
else to put, like, they write him like he's a 4chan user.
yeah, they do. That's the
But
thing. Yeah,
he's not.
I mean, he
Like,
probably
yes,
does go
he
on
made
4. Let's be honest
he
here. He
made the
probably
Collider,
browses
yeah.
all the 4chan, but he.
Well, he probably does, but, like, I can't see him being an active poster.
I don't know. Maybe he might like retaliatory shit post when people remember the cone thing.
No.
Okay, so
Uh,
a couple of years back, there was, for whatever reason, a webcam attached to the internet that was pointed at this traffic cone in a New York street. And 4chan fixated upon this cone and was chanting, knock it over, knock it over. And then, like 2 days into this thing, someone in New York who was on 4chan, who saw this, went to that street because they knew it, and they knocked it over and waved at the camera and said 4chan forever or something like that. Like, I could see Zelrich doing that sort of thing, like, hey guys, here's the flag, hey guys, here's a cone we want to knock over, and maybe he'll teleport in sometimes and, like, knock it over. But, like,
Yeah.
I don't see him spending 20 plus hours a day shit posting on 4chan, no.
maybe 15.
Maybe 15. But yeah, no, Canon Zelrich is not a 4chaner in terms of I'm gonna fuck with people so hard. Could I see him giving a class card out to in the crossover? Maybe a single class card, just to see like the sort of effects. Maybe he'll give a class card to someone else somewhere else, but not like the entire.
I can see him being like, okay, this guy gets class card, this guy gets class card, this guy. All right, cool. Remnant's first Grail War. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe not even like first Grail War. Like I want to see what happens with this power. Like what do they do with this power? Are they going to use it for villainy? Are they going to use it for heroics? Like that sort of thing. Like you understand.
Yeah.
But it's just, hey kid, I specifically came here because I knew that you were betrayed by your friends. I'm gonna give you
Even
this
though you
whole
weren't
deck.
actually betrayed by them, you were the the
Yeah,
asshole. In this
even though you
situation.
weren't actually betrayed by your friends.
Like, that's the most important thing. Like, here's the thing, right? In the Ash, we're gonna use an example here. Those stupid Ash betrayed fics. Ash did nothing wrong.
Okay,
Legitimately.
no. To be fair, in some of those specs, they do actually bring up legitimate shit where Ash just basically does not pay any attention to some of his party members for like months on end.
And here's the thing. That's fine, but there are plenty of other times when it's like, no, he's literally done nothing.
Yeah, like for some of the Ash betrayed fics, like I've actually seen some of them done nicely, and the ones that were done nicely were stuff where it was like, look, Ash, you basically ignored me after the first week of meeting you, and then we got into like references like for the movies during that season, and I almost died like 17 times with you, and you just don't care. Yeah, that sort of thing, and it's just like, okay, that's fair. That's yeah.
But those are legit. But my point is, there are plenty of times
Where it's just like, I hate you because you're better than me. Yeah.
Yeah, but for the good ones, where Ash actually did something wrong, it's fine. But there are plenty where it's like, I hate you.
I hate you.
And
Why do you hate me? Because I'm evil and have been plotting behind your back the whole time.
And that's why you don't pull from the deck of many things, Harry. No, but seriously, that is one of the cards in the deck.
I know. The deck of many things is a interesting.
Wonderful magic item.
I'm a wild mage. What does wild magic do? What doesn't it do? Anyway. I'm a tool to be used, blah blah blah. Focus on the present, blah blah blah. Never got your name. My apologies, I'm a kid new. How I ended up in a card, that's gonna tell you longer. Well, outside of space and time, there was a place known as the Throne of Heroes, and John listened to a kid new, knowing that his life would be okay now. Just,
Anyway.
I really dislike this whole, like, where they do the whole, this is the class card, but they're gonna put a bunch of question marks in for no clear reason. It's like, look, anyone can go and look it up, and if it's different from what's on the wiki, just tell us. You know, it's not some sort of big secret. If you're gonna put the class card in, you can just tell. Like, if you're not gonna just tell us outright what their statistics are because you want to reveal it later or some bullshit, then don't put the class card in.
Well, especially, and this is one of the things that annoys me immensely. Just like honestly, for stuff like Fate, just link the damn wiki. Like, I don't normally support that, but for something like this, just link the damn wiki.
I mean, well, technically they can't because they block links.
I know.
But it's just like, it would be funnier. I could understand it would be funnier if it's like literally every single bit of information on the class card is filled out except for gender. Gender's just a question mark because of the whole how old a kid new looks, and get it, it's a joke. We don't know what gender they are. I could get that if he was doing it as a sort of like comedy routine skit ish
Or
thing.
like, oh, it's they summoned a Stalfo.
Yeah, the question mark. What's their gender? I could get that, but it's just like magic resistance, question mark, noble phantasm, question mark. It's like,
Even though we already
this
used
isn't
one.
secretive. Like, this isn't a secret. If it's supposed to be a secret, then don't mention it. Like, I'm lampshading, guys. Fuck off.
Wait a second.
What? We're waiting.
Is the question mark on the skills on the Phantasm supposed to be an EX?
Well, no, because there's also a question
Where's-
mark on the gender, weight, and height.
Let's see.
Dear fuck, what did I come back to? Me ranting?
Oh. Oh, no. Huh.
What?
It's just the wiki itself just straight up. Yeah, no. There's nothing here for the Age of Babylon. It's just a question mark. Magic resistance is supposed to be an A, though.
Yeah. Okay, so
Mhm.
my
That's a
statement still stands.
lot of question marks. There. Okay, so this is so. Okay, I think he bastardized the fake Grand Order stats with his manga, like his Fate Strange fake stats. I think he smashed them together.
Alright, so the final story of the day.
No, he just randomly assigned stats to the fuck. I can't. Okay, whatever. What the fuck do I know?
Nothing.
Just
apparently.
looking at I'm just looking at the wiki. What the fuck do I know, author? Just pulled up the wiki in less than 30 seconds and saw that all of his stats are fucking question marks. Okay, what's this trash that you got us, Sneaky?
Fucking Isley pings me.
Oh no.
And, let's see if the, what's the command again? God damn it, it's offline. Are you frapping kidding me?
Apparently not.
Okay, it's not offline. Alright, let's do this then. Oh no! Oh no, something witty! Oh no! What are you doing, something witty?
Trying not to get copyright striked.
They're doing a really bad job at it!
I never said they would be successful.
Alright, so this is the final
Why are
story
they
of the day.
doing another bridge series, anyways?
Probably because the amount of time it takes to do the other one, like the voice actors and whatnot, are just not doing anything, so they need to find more money.
Their voice actors are roughly equivalent between all the stuff they do, aren't they?
Yeah, but
Like, it's
no,
the
but I mean,
same.
like, while the people who do the special effects and whatnot for their unique take on Sal are doing stuff, the voice actors aren't doing anything.
I mean, I know that quite a few of them do other stuff, like they edit or they're constantly streaming or
Yeah,
helping
I
them do
know.
social media stuff. Like,
Yeah, that's just that's my theory.
it might just be that they thought maybe we can try this and this might take less time.
That too, it's possible as well. Anyway, I've read this one already. It's never been in the stream though. Oh boy. Alright, so this is High School D times D. It's High School D times D, the tale of the gutsy Seryuki Uti? Sekiri Uti. Not all grand
Stucky
heroes.
Ryute. What the fuck?
Not all grand heroes started off great, and Michael Hanamurata is an example of that. A regular student with no redeeming qualities or features. Alright, so we're going with hyper bland, generic main character from every single harem Japanese story.
Because he's so bland, he can't possibly be offensive.
There's no
Therefore, he's
pinging
super
on the old
interesting.
stream
No,
on the
therefore,
stream.
no one
No,
wants him.
Isley. I said do not ping me about bimbofication, and then you went and pinged me about bimbofication. So you get muted. Do not step to me. I have banned admins from my servers. In my
Yes, there
fanfiction
is a
server.
certain level of danger with Sneaky having unlimited power.
In my fanfiction server, I said do not make useless rolls, and one of my admins made a roll called Yeet and pinged me with it, and so I banned him. I fucking told you this would happen.
In his defense, you made very good use out of that role, like, immediately.
Yes. Yes, I did exactly as he wished me to. And I yeeted him out of the fucking server.
And it remains to this day as a testament not to
I
step
wonder,
Sneaky.
did he PM you with, like, great, glad you're using it, and then just cut all communication?
Oh no, I invited him. He completely understood that he deserved that, and I invited him back a day later.
Okay.
He understood. He knew exactly what he was doing when he made the shit post. He was like, "All right, I won't do that again. Can I come back now?"
I completely deserved that. I apologize.
Oh no, I'd be like, "Listen, I knew what I was doing and I deserved it. I won't do it again." There won't be an apology, just an acknowledgement that I deserved it.
Nose hair just gets absolutely no respect from anyone.
Well, we'll respect him when he respects his liver.
Anyway. Nah, blah, 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 bland character, blah, 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 bland character, blah, blah. And then he made a contract with the Crimson Beauty. Ikeno times OC. Anyway, so generic opening, blah, 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 character introduction. Blah, 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 got out of bed, he's wearing a uniform. Time for breakfast, he shouts out loud. Let's go eat food. Hey, look, it is toast. I am holding toast in my hands. And now I'm putting on my shoes, he says. I am leaving now, he says to no one. You see, he is Michael Hanna a resident of Kuo Town and second-year student at the Academy for Girls. Except he's a guy, because the school's now co-ed.
Oh, I was thinking this was gonna go the usual creepy anime direction.
Hee, those suckers must be sleeping in. What dumbasses. And then he feels the buzz in his pocket, and he looks at the contact, and he's like, oh my god, it's Saji. Saji, my best friend, what is up? Michael, where the hell are you? Sorry, pal, but I don't think I have the time to answer that because I'm on my way to school and I'm doing a good job at it. So, if you want to ask me a question, Joe, to catch up, just yesterday I set my alarm clock to 2 hours late so I could be the first one to get to class. Mike, but guess what? My plan worked. So I deserve praise. Mike, just listen. You see, everyone will be like, wow, you're so amazing, Mike. Mike, you do realize you're 2 hours late? What? Mike, you there? I'll talk to you later. Damn it. Were we supposed to be laughing? Was this supposed to be a comedy skit?
I think so.
Like, how do you set your alarm? Intending to set it for, what time school normally starts in Japan? 8 or whatever? So you set your alarm for 6. Get to school early. But you accidentally set your alarm for 10 o'clock? Like, I get it. If the joke was, Mike, it's Saturday, Mike. I get that joke,
That's a really common joke.
Like, he set his clock early, and he's going to school early, and he gets to school, and he's like, I'm gonna beat everyone there. And then his friend
Oh yeah,
calls
and
him,
he's
and
like,
Mike,
I
where
beat
you
everyone
going?
here. Look at me, I'm so great. And then
His friend calls, and he's like, Mike, where are you? He's like, I'm at school, you gotta catch up, bro. It's like, Mike, it's Saturday. There is no school. Like, that would be funny. Or, or some other instance. Well, I'm gonna get to school early, and he's like, yo, bro, where are you? And he's like, what do you mean I'm at school? He's like, bro, you remember we have a field trip today? We were supposed to meet at, this place instead of homeroom. Something like that, And like that's a good joke, but it's like, oh, I meant to set my clock for 6 and accidentally set it for 10.
Well, and here's the thing, right? I could understand if the joke was I set my alarm for 8 a.m. and I accidentally set it for 8 p.m. Now
Yes,
it's 10 o'clock.
that was the
like
other.
if that was the joke.
Yeah, I could. That would be. I was gonna say that's another route you could have gone, and where you accidentally mixed up your AM and PMs when you're setting the alarm. That's another.
Of
Funny
course,
one.
that joke doesn't work in anywhere outside the U.S.
That's fair enough too.
Because everybody else is on crazy person time.
24-hour military time. I've set my alarm for the wrong M before. Yeah, but Ah, yes, I have set my alarm for 6. Because I am dyslexic, I can't tell the difference between a 6 and a 10. You know, like, really, author? Really? It's just... I see their intent. It's not a funny joke. Like, I get it. He said I set my clock 2 hours late. Mike, you're 2 hours late. I get what he was trying to say. Is that the guy thought he said it? And like, he had the character say he said it 2 hours late on purpose, thinking he would be early, which makes no sense at all.
Unless he's just the dumbest sack of shit.
Yeah. What do you mean you're at soup? No, Pedro, easy there. You're gonna give Max flashbacks to Nam. Where are you, Sneaky? I'm over here. What do you mean you're over there? You're supposed to be over here. What do you mean I'm supposed to be over there?
We never did figure out if I was bad at giving directions or if you were bad at listening to directions. We never actually figured that out.
No, we didn't. I'm at soup. What do you mean you're at soup? In Brazil, we both use 12 and 24 hours. It's a personal preference. There's no standard.
That I expect nothing less from the completely unmitigated idiocy of Brazil.
Also known as Sneaky, why the fuck did you leave the fucking church?
I'm sorry?
Left 4 Dead 2 in a nutshell.
No, actually, that's not. That's something you started doing recently.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you never did that up until like the 2 or 3 campaigns I played with you, Nose, Hair, and Atin.
Specifically to piss off those there.
Okay, that explains a lot.
Still, just that moment. Alright, guys, I'm back. Where the fuck are you? We're in the safe room. What do you mean you're in the safe room? We're in the safe room. I was gone for a few minutes. Yeah, and we're in the safe room.
No, it wasn't even that. I was alt-tab checking on something. I get back. It's like, okay, guys, I'm ready to start the. Was it? That's
No
right. It was a
mercy.
3v3 that night.
Mm-hmm.
There were only 6 of us. It wasn't 4v3 or 4v4. It was 3v3. It's like, well, this is my life. Or no. God, was it?
It wasn't a versus campaign.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was a versus campaign because everyone else was laughing. Like, wait, when did they get past us?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm like,
Oh,
wait,
that's right. Yeah, they were all waiting for us
where's
inside
Sneaky
the
and
building.
Trios? We're in the safe room, and the other team's like, wait, what do you mean you're in the safe room?
What do you mean you're in the safe room?
Like, oh, like it wasn't just me doing that. It was the other team. Like, wait, when did they do that?
Those good old days.
You fucking cunt. Literally the worst teammate I've ever had.
Don't you mean best teammate? We
conversely-
always made it to the next map.
I was gonna say, conversely, my favorite experience with a teammate, it was a buddy of mine who I shall leave unnamed. We were playing it was some arcade mech game where they'd synced a bunch of the cabinets together, and you could play with 1 or 2 people. And we were playing with 2 people because we were like, oh, we're good friends. We'll control great together. We spent the entire match screaming at each other, calling each other stupid, and demanding to know why one of us was being an absolute idiot. The very end, we looked at the scoreboard and we're like, oh, hey, we're in first place. And everyone else was like, how did you guys get first? You were trying to kill each other.
What game was this?
I don't remember. It was an arcade. It was some kind of like big stompy mechs, right? It wasn't Gundam. These weren't mecha. These were mechs.
Okay,
Oh,
so
that was the
virtual,
BattleTech arcade series.
I can eliminate virtual on from that as well then.
Yes. No. This was like 15 consoles or cabinets rather.
Yeah, that's probably the Mech Warrior arcade game.
Maybe I didn't know Mech Warrior had an arcade game.
Yeah, they did.
That very well might have been it. Because the thing that my friend and I, like, it could have been a Shadowhawk.
But anyway, so the main character of this story then goes, "How dare I be punished for being late? I'm gonna go set up the good old bucket trick. I'm gonna get some cooking oil. I'm gonna shove it down his pants."
Whoa there.
And Michael was giggling at the excitement of doing
I
this.
believe the meme goes, "Calm down there, Satan."
Yeah, basically.
See,
And
that's what we in the business call escalation.
and then everyone's laughing at him. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Bang blah blah blah. My plan was foolproof. Yeah, because setting your alarm clock 2 hours ahead instead of 2 hours behind is foolproof. Author, just because you're pointing out that the character made a stupid mistake does not excuse you from writing the character making that stupid mistake when it's supposed to be a comedy routine. There's nothing comedic about that. It's
That doesn't.
anti-comedy.
It doesn't help that his grammar is also wrong here.
Oh, where's that?
You want to set the alarm clock. That he set his alarm clock 2 hours back, not ahead.
Yeah.
So he's already fucked up the joke by not using the correct words. When a meeting gets pushed back, it gets pushed further back in the day. So meeting goes from 1 to 2.
Right.
And if a meeting gets pushed ahead, it's 1 to 12.
Right.
So Saji's a fucking moron as well.
Go on with your riveting story. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah. Maybe I should look into joining. I mean, I have super awesome charismatic skills. At that moment, he looks at another student and goes, "Hello and salutations, fellow dude." Author, I thought
Is
you
this that
said.
how do you do, fellow teenagers? Meme?
Yeah, author, I thought you said this guy was supposed to be super bland, uninteresting, and completely normal. Except instead we have this like chaotic, stupid, wacky, fun time prankster who's a fucking village idiot. Like that's a really far away from completely bland and normal. Better hope you don't see me on the streets. And then he was gonna go throw a shoe, and then Saji stopped him. Honest question, author: is this guy the retarded kid in the class who didn't quite grasp how to interact with other people and just kind of flailed about and screamed when people wouldn't like give him things? Like honestly, author, he's supposed to be a second-year student in high school, and his reaction to someone who he's never met before not saying hi back to him is, "I'm gonna throw my shoe at the guy."
I'm not sure how that's
What part about
unless this
this
is the
is
kind
supposed
of
to be
person who's
bland and normal?
genuinely stupid enough to think that chaotic stupid is an entertaining character. I don't understand why anyone is supposed to be laughing right now.
Okay, that one doesn't count, but hey, I guess practice will make up for that, am I right? He chuckled. No, you can't join. Look, Mike, don't take it the wrong way, but we should be separate. I'm breaking up with you. I thought we were the unbreakable duo. Yeah, but we're breaking up. I think we should not do things together anymore. I kind of hoped that 3 years ago you would get that idea after we tried to parkour from the top of my house and a trampoline. Oh, sorry, to the trampoline. Okay, so, yeah, generic skater bro moment, okay. And then he cracks his, smacks the concrete, crying, call your mom, mom. You didn't believe in me hard enough, wah. Yeah, I'm still trying to pay off that trampoline. I have a scar. I don't want to see it. Blah blah blah. It's fucking garbage dialogue that we're supposed. Are we supposed to care about these?
Degenerates.
Are we supposed to care about this conversation? Like, are we some like the point of a story is to make the people reading the story both interested in the plot of the story, and typically if this is a character focused story in terms of a general multiple characters, sort of like Game of Thrones style. And even then, character driven is a thing in Game of Thrones where they do make you care about the characters. So actually, that even nullifies my argument. Author, I don't care about your character. And this is not me just being a salty little bitch where I'm just like, I hate everything. Like, I genuinely do not give a flying shit about your character. I would derive more enjoyment, author, from your story right now if a bus burst through the wall and ran over your character and it just switched to the point of view of like a teacher for the next 20 chapters. I do not care about your character at all. You have given me nothing to care about your character for. You did the most stereotypical, generic opening. I'm putting on my clothes now. It's the uniform I always wear. I am eating the food now. This is the food I always have. It is toast. I am putting my shoes on now. Haha, comedy routine skit joke. That was not funny at all.
At least make it like a pancake or something.
Like,
Jesus.
And then in the summary, you tell us that he's a bland, generic, flat character who's just like every other guy. And then you start off with introducing us to his personality by having him crack some sort of, pinky in the brain super scheme plan of putting his clock 2 hours ahead of time to get to school 2 hours late. But actually early because he doesn't know anything about anything because he's actually just insane. So you by the first introductory paragraph to the character's personality, you have already turned your summary into false. Like, don't get me wrong, as much as I hate the generic, flat, bland character that they use for every harem anime, that is typically how they introduce them, though. Oh, I am just walking along. Oh, hello, girl that's always neighborly to me. Hello, person. I am boring and dense and possibly scared. And then event happens, and I am now scared totally of event. But I am saved by big busty waifu number one. Like, or big busty waifu number one is hurt, and I have to pick up her power gauntlet and save her. Like, they actually do have bland, generic characters. So, if your intent was to make fun of this stereotype, you failed.
Miserably.
If your intent was to write funny comedy jokes, you failed. If your intent was to make us care about the character so we could feel a little bit bad for the character that his supposedly unbreakable friendship with one of the main side cast is breaking up, you failed. And now, in this conversation here that I went on my tangent right before, they're talking about how he's being checked out by Rainiere. So this bland, air quotes, bland, boring, generic main character of every harem anime is literally just Issei, but it's the author self-insert instead. Because literally all the events are the same, except instead of the perverted duo, he's friends with Saji. And instead of having a family, he's alone. And he thinks he's hilarious. but can't actually string together a coherent joke. And also likes to throw shoes at people. Because he's totally bland and normal. Because that's what bland and normal people do, right? They throw shoes at people and they don't say hello to them.
Yeah.
According to this author. Also, C8 apparently found your manga, but doesn't actually give us the title of the manga.
There was once a man who was summoned to another world and then saved it. Of course, he became too popular there, and it turned into an isekai normie. However, that man fell into a trap and was forcibly returned to his original world. Moreover, he started as a baby. This is the story of the way too fantastic ex-hero who lived as a gloomy high schooler who then gets resummoned back to the other world in an unexpected development. So he's lying. He went back to hell, and then came back, and then went back to hell, and then came back again, and then went back to hell again, and then came back again, and then back to hell.
Indeed.
That sounds like a horrible existence.
No, he got a wicked cool finger out of it.
Basically, Lion's storyline is he died or some shit and ended up in hell, and then he escaped from hell, but a demon took his hand off when he was escaping or something, and then he's like, I'm gonna get revenge on this demon, so that he went back to hell to kill the demon.
No, Sneaky, you have it super wrong.
It's really stupid, but at the same time, it's just why?
No, Lion used to be a good guy, then
Right.
he was super good at being a good guy, so
Right.
everybody was like, you're so amazing. Then he became evil, and he traded his soul to a demon.
Right.
Then he was sent to hell.
Right.
The demon struck a better deal with his opponents. Lion was so mad that he broke into hell, killed it, ripped it apart limb from limb, and took his arm.
Right.
However, sticking a demon
Jeez.
arm onto your body makes you an ugly little son of a bitch. He then rose from hell, rage incarnate, slaying even those who had once called him master and laying waste to the lands where he had once been so adored. He survives now as the sole practitioner of the demon witch tradition, and those who present themselves as acolytes or students are soon relieved of their mana and carried off by the faintest gust of wind.
Okay. Oh, it is 9:08. I'm gonna bow out at the stream now because I'm
night,
only
Max.
contracted for 7 to 9. But no, seriously, last day of work tomorrow before my summer break
actually,
starts.
Max, just
Woo.
stay here. We're about to be finished up.
Uh-oh.
So, blah, 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 dick joke, blah, 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 blah. Do you want to peek on the girls? No, I wanted to hang. Oh, so he is friends with the perverted duo. Blah, 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 blah. Peeking on the girls, blah, blah. I got so excited, my dick's large. Blah, blah, blah. Kiss my ass, Keno. Oh, he's Michael Hamura. I'll surely look into you. That seems super strange. Blah, 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 blah. See you around. Excuse me. Hello. Oh, it's Renere. I want to go out with you. Blah, blah. Yeah, fucking there's Renere. Yeah. It's OC self-insert replaces Issei. And he's friends with more people.
And not in a good way, apparently.
It's just. Congratulations,
Isley,
author.
Isley, you need to watch your phrasing with the stories you've told.
What did Isley say?
Isley has to go entertain Shota.
Yeah,
Please.
Isley, you really gotta.
Please keep the sexual harassment of your younger brother to a minimum.
By minimum, he means non-existent.
Well, I want to ask possibilities from Isley, not impossibilities. I know she can't help but molest her little brother. Anyway, that about wraps it up for today. I'll see you guys on Friday And then I won't see you for a week again because I gotta go see a man about a horse, and by that I mean I'm gonna go to a wedding.
Who in God's name invited you to a wedding?
People that think I'm a nice guy.
Who's
And then
that
there was
dumb?
Enables.
And the Nables, yes, he did that too, except he invited me during Crunch Week. And, yeah. The tickets only cost $1,000, and I was like, I have $1,000. Anyway, so, yeah, that about wraps it up. I'll see you guys, I'll see everyone who wants to go to the podcast on Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live, and I'll probably upload it at some point in 2 weeks, I guess, when I get back. But I'll try and stream tomorrow. Maybe I'll stream a little bit after this and I get some food in me. We'll see what happens. Catch you all later, because remember, there is always more, and it always gets worse.